My name's Neil Stevenson and I'm Managing Director of Double H Nurseries in New Milton. We grow flowering houseplants for sale to supermarkets in the UK. So Sainsbury, Tesco, M&S are our major customers. In terms of output, we produce a total of around 4 million plants a year, and on top of that we buy in from other growers to supplement our own production, so that probably accounts for another 1 million or so plants, and all of those need to be packaged and labelled and dispatched.
Double H is a second generation business, so father started it in 1961, son took over in, I think it was about the late 90s. There was a handover period, as a lot of times there are, which can always be challenging. But as Dad took more of a back seat, more responsibility was put on to the sons, David and Neil. And like a lot of these things, neither of them went away and learnt how to run a business. Dad had started it from scratch and learnt over the 40 odd years that he'd been building it up. But suddenly the keys were passed to the sons, and they knew what they knew, but they didn't know what they didn't know. And I think they'd got to a stage where it had sort of peaked to a level that it was struggling to get beyond, because it was perfectly engineered to get the results it was getting, but not the results that they wanted.
We asked Kevin to do a strategy review with us as a business. So this was about 3 years ago now. Like many businesses, we were having quite a tough time in the recession and really needed to step back and look at what we were doing, re-examine what were our strengths and weaknesses, and set a new direction to help us get out of the trough. So he came along and facilitated a day's strategy review with our management team. We decided after the strategy review to go for continued one-to-one coaching to follow up what we'd agreed to do.
The real change has been everyone in the organisation has stepped up a level. So I started with Neil as the MD, and then very quickly moved on to what we call level 4, which is the senior director team. Helped Neil to sort of get himself out of the detail and step up. That detail is then picked up by the level 4 directors, who then step up, and now we're working on level 3, which is the management team below the directors, and touching on the level 2, which are the sort of the team leaders below them. So as everybody moves up in the organisation, takes on more responsibility, there's more ideas flowing in the organisation of how to improve it, more ownership is taken at the levels where actions can happen, and therefore more actions are taken, more strategies are implemented, and the growth of the business actually speeds up as a result.
If I hadn't been involved with Action Coach over the last 2 or 3 years, I think I would have still been far too immersed in day-to-day activity, which is not really high value or driving the business forward. And the same is true for the rest of my team. I think from what I've done differently, it's helped them to focus on the key parts of their job. I'd say to other business owners, if they're thinking about coaching, if they're in a position where they really want to do something with their businesses, make a change, whether it be getting out of a bad situation or moving towards a better situation, that it's well worth giving it a go. The real benefit is standing back, not just doing what you've always done, but standing back and being challenged to think differently and do things differently.